Hi, everybody, welcome back. Okay, so today we are going to get serious again and we are going to step back from the gossip and speculation and we are going to try to stick to facts and, of course, my opinion, which may be right or wrong and which you may or may not agree with. So let's start with my opinion. It is my honest opinion that if it wasn't for Doria Ragland, none of the drama we have seen since Harry and Meghan started dating would have happened. And before you start yelling at me in the comment section, please hear me out and keep listening because later I will need your help. Firstly, I think that if Doria was not such a prolific drug user during her pregnancy, although please note that I believe Mr. Markle disputes that she used drugs or smoked marijuana during her pregnancy. However, I have other information telling me that Doria did not, and I quote directly from this information, give a F and did smoke weed during her pregnancy. Well, is that true or isn't it? Mr. Markle disputes it. Someone else tells me it is true. I don't know, but reading between the lines of Samantha's book and building a character sketch from the book, I think it is likely that Doria did continue to smoke marijuana during her pregnancy. We also know that Doria did smoke weed in the presence of Mr. Markle's other children, even allowing Thomas Jr. and his friends to smoke with her and in front of baby Meghan or with the baby toddler in the room, which we also know Mr. Markle did not approve of and which was likely one of the reasons why Doria left him. Yes, I know there were other reasons, but those are not relevant to this particular video. Regardless of marijuana being legalized in most states of America, the American Congress of Obstetricians and Gynecologists advises against the use of marijuana while pregnant and breastfeeding. THC is the active ingredient in marijuana. And just a little side note, I'm not going to read the entire document of research to you. I'm just going to highlight specific things which would be applicable to this video. Anyway, so studies have shown a link between the use of marijuana during pregnancy and neurological impairments, with, amongst other things, higher rates of focus and attention problems. Definitely two of Meghan Markle's main issues. THC is also connected to lower birth weight and lower muscle tone, something else which can be seen in Meghan Markle. I mean, look at her arms and her legs. Catherine is, in fact, much thinner than Meghan, but Catherine's arms and legs show clearly defined muscle tone. Meghan's doesn't and never has. The other major negative issue in Meghan's younger years would definitely be the prolonged absence of her mother during important development phases. I have read numerous papers on the consequences of an absent mother, and the list of the impact of an absent parent, in particular a mother figure, is just far too long to mention and discuss in one video. And besides, I'm no expert, I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, so I'm not going to even pretend to be one. What I am going to do is I'm going to mention a few of these things which we can compare and link to Meghan's actions and behavior. And the things that I mention are coming straight from a university handbook. Okay, one of those things, low self-esteem. People who had an absent mother may use unhealthy activities such as promiscuity or criminal behavior to find love, acceptance, and security. Well, no explanations needed. We know Meghan was promiscuous. We know she is still a grifter, a wangler, and a shit stirrer, even in her 40s. Emotional problems, for instance, antisocial behavior. We know that, we've seen that. Trust issues. Trust issues can lead to boundary issues and difficulty forming healthy adult relationships. Again, no explanation needed to equate it to Meghan Markle. We know by now that she is controlling, hypercritical, and can even be cruel. So this is basically enough, or should be enough, to explain what effect Doria's absence had on Meghan. But please understand that I'm not looking for excuses for Meghan. I am definitely not. But a child is basically a blank canvas. And it is obvious that Meghan's canvas got a few dirty stains on it. But why was Doria often absent for long periods of time? We are told that Doria liked the free-spirited hippie lifestyle, which included drugs and promiscuity, which in Doria's case included both genders as bed partners. Samantha's book alludes to this as she tells of photographs she found in the house. So please don't shoot the messenger. I'm not judging. I am sharing what I learned from reports, books, and other research. But then there is also the persistent rumor that Doria spent some time in prison. Now, I'm going to be honest. I searched and I asked, and up until very, very recently, all I could find was Doria being red flagged for financial impropriety, and charges seems to have been there, but it had all been purged and I could not see the details or even the outcome of whatever charges there were. However, I made screenshots and posted it in a video ages, ages ago. So please don't ask me to go look for that specific video among the 643 I have already posted. Anyway, what I could see was obviously backed up by the fact that Doria did declare bankruptcy some years ago, and nothing more really. That is, until now. Now, I'm going to read from the email I received. And no, I know people like Aki Rock of Aki Rock wants to see all my receipts, but tough shit, baby. Go do your own research and find your own contact. Besides, because of the background in the email, I can't separate the content from the background. I even tried to remove the background from a screenshot, but then it partially removes the content. So tough. If the sender wishes to splash it all over social media at some point, that is up to her. I don't have permission to share her details, so I won't. Anyway, I'm going to read the details of an extract in her email. On December 15th, 2000, Doria Lois Ragland was arrested on felony charges in Riverside County, California. Arrest record file MS 79453DR. According to the clerk of the county in Riverside County, California, the file had been purged on the 17th of January 2020 at 9:17 PST. I looked it up. To purge a file in this case basically means to remove the criminal record. Now, guys, I tried to trace the arrest record file number with and without VPN. Riverside County, California will not and does not allow me into their record. The only way I can have a look and find out whether there is any truth to this is to physically go into the clerk of the county's office or request it electronically and pay a hefty fee. So if any of my viewers or listeners are in the Riverside County area and are curious or have time on their hands, here is a bit of sleuthing you can do. Because of the precise dates and times, I am inclined to believe this. Although Tom Bauer did not say it in so many words, I think he alluded to something similar in one of his GB News interviews. In any event, we know Doria was absent from Meghan's life for long stretches during her teenage years. So if this is true, then it would likely explain why. Now, to get back to Doria's influence on Harry and Meghan's marriage, we know Doria is around a lot. We saw that in the Netflix series Archie's Birthday, playing with Archie in the house, playing with Archie and Harry outside in the garden, holding Lily as a baby, sitting between Meghan and Harry, joining them at the NAACP Awards, and most recently joining them at the Women of Vision Awards in New York City. I've also heard from numerous people about Doria advising Harry and Meghan on many things, from their relationship to their health. I'm 100% sure not all of them are lying. As a matter of fact, I know there is one person in particular who is not lying, and another, a celebrity's aunt, who is like a mother to that celebrity. Am I right, Tyler? Anyway, she can most likely enlighten people with her opinion on Doria and Meghan. But I guess Tyler Perry had not asked her to watch what she is saying and to whom. So I'm not sure that we will hear anything from her again. But anyway, you know how it works. One person tells another person who tells two others. Anyway, let's leave it there before I get into trouble again. But regardless of Doria's advice, relationship or otherwise, I'm told that Doria is the one diffusing the fights, calling Harry after the fight and begging him to forgive or even to return home. Allegedly, Doria is the one who micromanages Meghan, who convinces Meghan that there is still a lot to be gained from her title and royal connection. And when Doria battles or fails to manage the situation, she calls on the only other person who can talk sense into Meghan and who can manipulate the manipulator, namely Marcus Anderson. Ta-da! I had been given a number of scenarios where this kind of interference or intervention from Doria played itself out, where Doria had actually played the mediator. So one would be inclined to go, well done, Doria, good for you, Doria. No one should give up on a marriage after a fight, Doria. Okay, we all agree with you, Doria. But from what I am told, we should not be so quick to cheer darling Doria. Because for Doria, it is all about Doria. The new car, the hand me down designer clothing Meghan had only worn once, the upmarket company of Montecito, the palatial home, the type she would never have set foot in if her daughter had not married a prince, the designer stores and shopping, from health foods, fine wines, and expensive coffees. You name it, Doria loves it and wants it because she feels she deserves it and is entitled to it. And even more horrific is the fact that she allegedly, okay, I wasn't there, I wasn't a fly on the wall. Anyway, that she allegedly had a good laugh once, admitting that she finds it rather funny and ironic that all of that now comes from a white British elite man. So there you go. That is what I have been told. And the reason why I believe that if it wasn't for Doria and to a lesser extent Marcus Anderson are the two people responsible for Meghan and Harry not being divorced yet is because we know how impulsive Meghan is. And I do believe Doria, mostly because she's older and more experienced, is far more measured and calculating. So, what do you think? I'm now wading through pages and pages and pages and pages of information I received over the past week, and I doubt I'll get through it all, but I'm going to try. So, hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we can dig up in the next few days. Okay, so until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.